Can you hear that? The kettle's talking to us. We're in. Kettle's on. Right, okay, I bought a fire pit. Going to have a proper cook up tonight. I've got a lovely garlic and herb chicken that I'm going to roast. But just kind of back to fire prep. So if there are skills worth having, you know, being able to purify your own water and being able to make fire. So it doesn't really matter if one of your methods of making fire is, you know, a lighter or a box of matches, you know, but you've got to sort of bear in mind that if you're in the middle of a massive storm or it's raining heavily, you know, the chances are a box of matches or even a lighter are probably not going to do it for you. So I've always sort of said to people, you know, you need to know at least 3 different ways to make fire. And you start with a box of matches and a lighter, but then you can get into, you know, kind of natural tinders and kindling. You can get into flint and steel, you can get into friction fire, you know, but whatever it is, I always kind of say to people that you should have at least 3 different methods of making fire. I remember listening to Dave Canterbury talk once, and Dave sort of said you don't have a fire lighting skill until you can light a fire in every season. Now I kind of think that is sort of bang on the money, really. That of course all of us could light a lovely fire in the middle of summer where everything is dry as a bone, you know, but try doing it in, you know, 2 feet of snow, or in a, you know, in a storm, or when it's kind of wintry and rainy and horrible, or when everything else is, you know, frozen, you know, covered in ice and all the rest of it. So this is really the basics. So you're trying to bring your fire off of the cold, damp surface. So this is just a bed on which I'm going to light my fire. You know, what I normally do is you know, when I'm out and about in the woods, I'll pick up these little fire bundles and I'll kind of get a live vine, wrap it around them, and then I'll put one of these under the lid of my Bergen. So of course, you know, if and when I'm caught out, if and when I'm sort of camping out and want to light a fire, well, I've got dry tinder. I haven't got to start looking around for it. So get your tinder when you're out and about, put it in a little bundle, stick it under the lid of your Bergen. So when you stop, it's probably one of the first things you're going to do to settle down and light your fire, and then suddenly you've got dry kindling. I tend to use homemade fire lighters, and I tend to use kind of pine cones along with a little bundle like this. Pretty much always guarantees me the ability to make fire. You know, it purifies your water, it cooks your food, it regulates your body temperature. If you are trying to think of a skill that you might need, mate, in the 21st century, that's probably one of the greatest skills worth having, being able to make fire. Okay, so over the last 6 to 8 months, there's been a few changes with the BOV, done a little bit of work on it. It's my hobby, you know, as you can see, I don't go to the gym, I don't drink really, don't smoke, so I guess this is my vice. I love playing with my old truck, you know, but you've all seen the Dometic 40 litre Moby. Bugout are owned by Dometic, and Dometic bought the company that make this fridge. I like it. It was about £150. If you go for a proper Adventure Overland Waco fridge, they probably start for 600, 1,000, and then they go into thousands of pounds. So for me, 150 quid for what I use it for was about the right money, and I've been really pleased with it. As you can hear, it's whizzing quite happily away. So getting towards that time, I've got almost 5:30. Got a beautiful garlic herb chicken, whole chicken, that we're going to cook up. I'm going to do a big pot of vegetables and put them in the camp stove. So they would in effect be kind of stewing with all the goodies in them, and you know, when the chicken's done, put it on top of the vegetables, put it on a plate, and mate, that's what we're going to be having. So we'll bring you in a bit closer, and we'll start a little bit of cooking with Roach. So you can still hear the fridge kind of whizzing away. Okay, so this was an absolute bargain. Just picked it up at the supermarket. It's a whole chicken that is garlic chicken. It's been split straight down the middle, ready to just kind of grill or barbecue really. I was going to roast it, and it's got a marinade of herbs. It was £6 and it was reduced to £2.99, and I thought that would be absolutely perfect for us. So that's just going to go on the grill, I think, and we are just going to cook that slowly. Probably going to put a bottle of beer in with these vegetables, a few mushrooms, got a bit of tomato puree, some gravy granules, which is a top secret trick, and something else that I absolutely love is the kind of barbecue sauce. Don't need to bother with garlic because it's a garlic chicken, so I'm going to put a squidge of that in. So I'm just going to prep these vegetables now, get them in the camp stove. Not even really going to bother even washing these vegetables. I'm literally just going to, you know, chop them up into kind of bite-sized pieces. If you do your veg, try and keep them all the same size, and that just means that things cook at or about the same speed. So if you had great big thick chunks and you had thin slices, obviously the thin slices are cooked quicker, and so it's literally just chopping things up into kind of bite-sized pieces, and then a bit of fluid and straight in the camp oven. So that's literally as complicated as this little recipe is going to be, I'm afraid. So I've got carrots, I've got potatoes, I've got a yellow pepper, got a red onion, and that's really the basis of our stew. It's going to have a little bit of a few gravy granules, going to put some barbecue sauce in there, a bit of tomato puree. You know, I don't want to tell Lone Wolf that because he hates tomatoes, but it just makes a lovely kind of thick stock, and you know, makes any stew just that little bit nicer. Okay, when you're doing an onion, just top and tail your onion, cut down the side of it, just unzip the outer layer, and cut your onion in half. And then what you do is you cut it sort of with the veins, and that just means that it will kind of dissolve quite nicely in your stew. But you're literally just boshing it all in as is. You're going to have to put a bit of fluid in. I'm going to put a bottle of beer in there. That again will just give your stew a nice little zing to it, you know. But that's as complicated as it is. Just going to same again, just top and tail this pepper. Literally just sort of grabbed it out of the fridge before I came out, looking a little bit kind of sorry for itself. So perfect for a camp stew. Everything gets zipped down into kind of, you know, bite-sized pieces really. I don't normally kind of season food. I'm not big on kind of salt and pepper. You know, in the 21st century, it's very difficult to eat anything that hasn't got salt and sugar in it. So I'm not a big one on adding stuff. So that's our root vegetables, all kind of ready to rock and roll. I'm going to put a drop of beer in there. That always gives you a really kind of lovely stew. That's going to make our fluid in the stew. It's all going to get a good stir. I'm going to put a little bit of barbecue sauce in there, and I'm going to put a little bit of tomato puree. And the last thing we've really got left to do is to give it a good stir. So the fire pit's got some embers in the bottom of it, and I've just put some rounds on it, and I'm literally just going to put this right in the bottom amongst the embers, and we're just going to leave it there to merrily kind of simmer away. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the basis of our beautiful kind of camp stew. I'm going to keep an eye on it, probably need a little bit more water in it at some point, but well on our way to a beautiful scoff out under the stars. Bring you back in a moment. So here's my kind of secret ingredient really. I do like a little bit of jerk barbecue sauce, give it a bit of a squirt. The other thing that is a secret ingredient for me, these are just gravy granules, but an OXO cube works just as well. Give it a lovely stir, and the only thing left to do really is to get it on the fire. Okay, couple of hours, that is going to be lovely. So like I say, you know, whole chicken split down the middle, and herbs and garlic butter, so that is just going to go straight onto the grill. I was going to do it in the potbelly stove. It's got a little bit late now, and we just got distracted like guys do. We're just going to do it on a kind of barbecue type system, just waiting for the fire to die down a little bit. That's going to go straight on top of the grill. Vegetables are in the bottom of the fire pit, and we're going to sit back, have a pint of beer, and watch it all cook. So that's all of our lovely vegetables. I've just put some rounds just around the edge of the pot, so as they kind of die down, so I'll get the chicken just straight on top of the grill, and we'll be enjoying a beautiful dinner. Give it an hour or so, and I'll share it with you. So even in the field, we've got to bring along a little bit of trickery. Just making sure that it's kind of cooked through. Got a thermometer there, so it's kind of rocking merrily upwards. Looking good. Okay, I wish we had smell-o-vision. You cannot believe how good this smells. I think we are pretty much there. It's kind of, you know, kind of falling apart really. It's absolutely beautiful. Can't wait to sort of cut into this. You know, a whole chicken, I'm starting to think that there's not enough for the two of us. Let's get it dished up for you. Okay, so there's the other half of it. There is the potatoes, carrots, yellow pepper, red onion, and some gravy, tomato puree, and a little bit of the barbecue sauce. But that is really my top secret ingredient. They're the vegetables. Let's have a look at the potatoes, see if they're done. Do you know what? I think that might be ready. Let's get it dished up. Okay, service. I was just talking to Lone Wolf, and we think this just might be the best food we have ever had in the field. I only wish you could smell this gorgeous garlic herb chicken. It is absolutely gorgeous. Here we go.